Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to Always Almost There, day after show live. It is officially leg 2 of Goose Summer Tour 2026. We are back in action. It's good to be here. It's been a little while. And Neil might look a little bit different today because that's not Neil joining me. This is my best friend, Cass. Cass, say hello to people. Thank you for being on today. Neil will be back. Fear not. He is enjoying some hiking in the wilderness of New Hampshire today. And so you'll see him in a couple of days. But we have some exciting guests lined up to start off the tour with me. And I'm excited to have Cass on for her This is your podcasting debut?
Podcasting debut. Happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for being here. And for those who don't know, which, I'm sure some of you don't, Cass is maybe the only person whose enthusiasm for Big Modern Approach is mine.
I've actually never seen Goose before in my life.
Oh, my mistake. That must have been the other Cass.
No, I'm a Big Modern debut aficionado, if you will. So I was there and you weren't, Ryan.
Listen, I was at a Phish show there, which is actually a good segue into something I wanted to talk about before we start talking about last night's Goose show, which is just an apology for those of you who are hoping for a long-form recap of leg 1 of Summer Tour. We are still planning to talk about that, but I went from the end of Goose Tour directly into 3 weeks of Phish Tour. Things got a little hectic, and we couldn't find a time to sit down and record that. So fear not, we will be talking about Summer Tour at length at some point, as well as all the other kind of ongoing series outside of the day after shows that we've been doing this year. But those will happen. But yeah, just wanted to note that before we really dug into last night. But Goose is back, Cass. Goose is back. It's exciting.
They're so back. And Peter's got his nice little wedding ring on now. It's a very fine touch.
Yes. Mazel tov to Peter and Becky, who got married a few weeks ago. If you haven't seen the video that was posted by Nico Suave of the wedding band performing Cross-Eyed, you should go check that out on Instagram because it's a wildly entertaining video featuring Cotter doing Cotter things and some great dance moves from Peter. So go check that out. But it looked like a really, really great wedding. And yeah, congratulations to the happy couple. So, West Coast Goose, we're back. This is the first West Coast tour of 2026, coming out. And there's a lot to talk about from last night. There's some stuff pretty standard for a tour opener, but we've got a new cover. We've got some jams. I think overall, just kind of big picture, this is a pretty solid way to start the tour.
Totally.
We get some interesting improv. I feel like this is the third Animal that has opened a tour this year.
An Animal tour opener is prime key. It's setting the tone for let's go up.
It's true. Well, so we had Animal to start. Well, they played Animal on night 1 of Spring Tour in April, so it kind of counts. It was the first song of Europe, and it was the first song of leg 1 of Summer Tour in Toronto, and it's the first song of this leg, on the West Coast. So does Goose know that they're doing this? I wonder, or are they just separately arriving at the conclusion that they want to open with Animal at all these shows?
I think it's one of those, let's send it and go songs for them. They always know that it's just going to lead up to all the fun stuff.
It's true. It's true. Well, fun way to start. First set continues last night in San Diego. I don't even think I said San Diego yet. See, I'm out of practice. It's like we're getting back into the rhythm of things here. Cal Coast Credit Union Amphitheater, San Diego. This is Goose's third time performing at this venue. End of April 2023, end of September 2024, and now last night. So here we go. So mentioned the Animal already. We get Iguana Song next. Kind of appropriate. For the locale. I was thinking in terms of Peter songs, San Diego, I feel like is kind of a surf town. So I was thinking maybe we get Pop, Roll Tubes in the Bay. But maybe they play that tomorrow in the Bay area.
Absolutely.
So, but this Iguana song's pretty good. I think that they're just playing this song really, really well lately. Getting a little stretchy, some 2-guitar interplay.
I've never seen an Iguana song I didn't like.
This is a good point. This song just hits every time.
Again, Animal, Iguana, staple great ones.
There we go. And then from there we get Drive into Capsized. So I have two thoughts on this. Number one, stop playing 6-minute drives. Number two, Capsize is an awesome cover. I don't know this song. I've heard of Andrew Bird. Haven't listened to it, but I think this is a great cover for Goose. Great little funk groove. Rick, as always, doing a great vocal performance. But this is really solid and a nice addition to the catalog. Hoping it sticks around. What are your thoughts here, Cass?
I would love to see more Capsized. I was a little bummed to miss that. Again, not very familiar with Andrew Bird, but any cover that Goose brings a new band into the realm, it's fun to just, like with Peach, like dove into Future Islands after that, things like that. It's always fun when they bring new bands to attention for us.
It's true, especially those of us who don't really listen to other bands. It's like, wow, I've now heard a song by another artist. Always very exciting. Well, first set highlight up next with Born. And this is a pretty good Born. I think we've had a handful of kind of jammy Borns this year so far. This one's my favorite, I think, of the said handful. Nice little gnarly jam, kind of what we expect from Born, and then you get a beautiful deconstruction for the last couple of minutes. This is a space that I talk about all the time. I love when Goose does this, and sometimes it feels like Rick's a little scared of it, and it felt like he wasn't as scared of it last night. I don't know if you got that vibe.
They sent it right into like the spooky, eerie, like start of the second phase of Born, as I like to call it, and sometimes we've been spoiled with some very long Borns, and if it's a 15-minute Born, it's not long, but it's a quality over quantity type of thing. Like the quality was absolutely there. They just fully went into the hard experimental phase 2 Born, which was awesome, and then it was said and done.
It was great.
You're right, you didn't seem very scared.
You did bring up a good point, that good Borns seem to happen when Rick's wearing a Picard shirt. Every
time. I've never seen a Born I didn't like when he was not wearing Patrick Stewart.
There we go. There we go. Check out 6424 for
31-minute Born.
Yeah. End of the first set. That one's so good. But yeah, Picard shirt, always a good omen last night.
Always.
Yeah, Cotter wearing a lot of clothes last night too. If we're gonna go on the fashion report here, he was dressed mostly normally. Just had the cigarette earring.
Yes.
Yep. but normally, it's like he's okay. He's easing into the tour. Maybe
he's gonna start layering soon.
Right. Exactly. Well, so this Born, very, very solid. And then, first set closes with a pair of songs that you love to see on a set list for a show you didn't go to. Next to each other here. Silver Rising into Flowdown to wrap the first set. It's good. I'm sure it was fine there. Flowdown intros are getting a little extra mustard these days, which is nice. But it's still like, okay, Silver Rising, Flowdown. We've seen it.
I would call it spicy mustard for the Flowdown intro, for the record.
Okay. Dijon?
It's spicy
or like
mustard.
Horseradish?
Whatever. The mustard seed is potent.
Okay. Potent mustard seed on this
Flowdown.
Excellent. So that's our first set. Solid set. Good time management, despite the fact that they went on nearly 50 minutes late last night, which I remember. I had the great fortune to be able to see Herbie Hancock last night, which was amazing. And I was like waiting, for the Goose show to start just to see what they were playing, and it was like, 45 minutes after ticket time, and I was like, are they not on yet? Like, what's going on here? So sometimes that happens, and then they, take a long set break or, 90-minute first set. And so I think despite everything, the second set didn't get too cut off to me, which was nice.
They definitely had a lot of time for the second set beefiness coming up.
Yes. Well, beefy modern to start things off, tone setter. I kind of figured this one was coming last night, since they played a pretty sizable version last time they played in LA. And, I feel like they like to play big modern in the first couple of shows of a tour generally.
It's a jam vehicle. It's a no-brainer. It's fun. Everyone's still learning the lyrics for the most part, I think, unless
you're us.
Down and had it as your phone background the first 2 weeks that it debuted. But big modern or bust, BMOB, right?
Yes, you get it. This is a good one. I mean, nothing we haven't heard before, but I think the main takeaway from this Big Modern for me is like, they had 6 weeks off here or 5 weeks off, however long it's been since SPAC. I really don't have any idea.
Yeah.
But they took some time off, first extended break since they started touring in April. And people are coming after me in the chat here. Apparently I was shocked when they played it last night. It was on my fantasy Goose picks. I knew they were playing it last night or tomorrow.
Also, side note, Getty doing the thing during Big Modern, that was fun.
Yes.
It was a really fun thing to watch.
Yes. The rig is still good. But so Getty in tune with the band in tune with each other. And I was picking up on a lot of really cool interplay between Rick and Trevor in this jam. While it's like still pretty run-of-the-mill, like build peaky modern, it feels like the two of them were really feeding off each other well throughout that. And Trevor was really on fire last night.
I had the same thought like 5 or 6 times while watching the show over. Trevor was definitely on it, but when you see Rick and Trevor really have that communication, it's a very cool and special thing to not only catch, but then experience and witness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And big peaky modern, as it's a good way to start your second set. And tour opener, exactly. But then you get into Slow Ready, which not my favorite placement here. I think if you're gonna do a 15-minute Slow Ready, better like later in the set. I'm happy that they recaptured the improvisational momentum afterward, which can sometimes be a worry once you do a song like that it's kind of like, they're staying within the bounds. There's no MSG version,
I enjoyed Slow Ready. I've really been loving like the Goonsy vibes of it. It used to not be one of my favorites. I would just kind of be mellow, but Slow Ready I'm always turning up for now. I really like the way it's been the last like year or two.
I think both Readies have really benefited from the Goons.
I'm ready for Ready, and we have Fast Slow too now, so we need to get that.
Which, back. Yeah, like where's that?
Where
hasn't been played since Halloween. Yeah, bring back Fast Slow. Fast Slow is the shit.
Bring back Fast Slow.
Yeah. Never forget at Gonzo.
It peeked out of the curtain and it went back behind the curtain.
Exactly. He'll show up. Thatch comes next, which is one I definitely thought was going to happen last night. I think they're playing a lot of really good Thatches this year. We have Charleston, we have SPAC. I mean, that's just a summer tour. But both of those are currently in my top 5 jams of the year. So pretty good. This one, not quite on that level, but a very, very good jam here. Once again, showing off that interplay as they go in that initial funk. You get some great little breaks with Cotter dropping out for a minute. But then we get 2 very distinct sections led by teams from Rick, which I think is cool. You get that initial departure from the funk via a secret agent man tease. They get a little dark for a minute, and then they lift up into a peak zone, and Rick throws in a Dark Star tease, which I thought was a really nice touch.
It was so blissful and gorgeous. We love a Dark Star. Also, don't forget, everything comes back to Dark Star.
It's true. As Phil Lesh once said, Dark Star is always playing somewhere, and people just tap into it from time to time.
It's so real, and I love that they remind us of that all the time. It's a pretty common thing, I think, if you're catching on to it.
Yeah.
Also, back to the funky before Secret Agent Man, you love your claps.
I do love a clap.
That was a fun funk, and I did think about that. Yeah.
This is true. But yeah, I mean, really, really solid Thatcher. I think it's about 20 minutes all said and done. And post peak, this is one of those jams that like is very average great. Let's say, it's like very well executed theme that we've heard before. And then towards the end, you get like a minute or two of like, ooh, like something's happening here. They're percolating. And like Cotter really, really pushes them into this different kind of funk groove towards the end, which I really like. And then, Rick did the Rick thing where he looked at the clock and he was like, I want to play half step for 20 minutes. So let's stop jamming this now. Which, it
felt a little abrupt.
Yeah. I think that's if I have one major complaint about last night is that they didn't keep going in that vein, even though there was a 6-minute drive. I think that they were onto something in that Thatch. And so hopefully that's a theme that, they kind of recapture at some point to keep developing. But this half step is great. Mississippi half Goose.
In the beginning of half step, you get that like really beautiful like Trevor Bliss, which is always like my favorite part of Empress. So anytime like you get to see him, like he was on fire last night for sure. So getting that amazing little Trevor Bliss moment before they go into all like the Goonsy stuff, that was really special too.
Yeah,
I think he really had a lot of things that were fun together last night.
100%. And I like that we get that half step Bliss for a little while, and then Rick kind of leads that like minor pivot, and then it's like, all right, where are we going? And then it's like, oh, that's where we're going. And I mean, high quality Goons to start the tour. They're going to keep dropping this in every show, and I like that different songs are getting the Goons treatment. Sometimes. Yeah, I mean, sometimes at this point, if they start like a Creatures or a Mist or a Tumble, you're like, okay, this is likely to be Goons. But when half step starts at this point in the show, it's like they could just do like a big Bliss peak and then end the set. And so I like that it's like, no, we're gonna Goons this. We're gonna see what happens.
Pushing a lot of boundaries, and it works.
Yes. Yes, exactly. And I always find it funny when they land in a Goons zone. I feel like because of how like locked in they are on like the click and all the sequencer stuff, like they don't always know how to end it without like just kind of like gradually turning things off and then transitioning it to something. As we saw in the SPAC Animal, how the way that they hit the ending at like way too fast of a speed, and it was kind of like, oh, where are we? But they finished the set on a high note last night, which was great. And then 726 Encore. I mean, you love to see it.
It's a beautiful, like, beautiful song for, a show in August or in California, like summer vibe. I think it's a very beautiful closer. Sometimes you're at those shows and you're like, I want a Rager to finish the set, but I think that was a really beautiful 726.
Agreed. And this is only the second one of the year. It has been played too many times. 31 shows since the last one, which was in Dallas. They played
a lot last year.
Yeah, I mean, it got a bunch of plays last year. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plays last year. Only the second one this year. So hopefully it comes into regular rotation. We've seen that with songs sometimes where they'll be on a long break, and then on one tour they'll be like, yeah, we're going to play it a few times. So hopefully at some of the shows that I'm at, they play 726. 726 at Red Rocks would be lovely.
So it is really fun to chase a 726, though. I know from some of my personal friends who love 726.
Yeah,
getting a 726 when it hasn't been being played is very rewarding.
Agreed. I mean, and last year when they did the Lion Sleeps Tonight shtick with it in Richmond, that was great.
Yeah.
But overall, I think very solid start to the tour last night. We're continuing to LA tonight. Curious to see what they do. This is a tricky one because, starting the tour, predicting what they're going to do is always difficult. And you're looking at, what did they play last time? And LA is kind of like a quote unquote big show, big city. The Greek is a great venue. So do you have any predictions for tonight?
What if they just finish Big Modern to open the show?
I mean, I wouldn't be mad.
It would be cool. Neither of us would be mad, but that's us.
No.
Some people would be.
Yeah.
I need them to start finishing Big Modern more often, like they did the MSG sandwich. That was insane.
Yeah.
But I could see a fun like Dustin Hoffman tonight, or probably like a lot of the good a pop or something like that. I think you were on a good track with it being a California song.
I was thinking a Good Times End Times feels like that they would want to play that in LA.
Of course, they absolutely have to.
Yeah.
More Good Times End Times for all the fall tour.
Just play it every show.
I will.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we're going to get some mix of the new material tonight, especially because they're swinging through some of these cities for the first time since a lot of these songs debuted. We had Iguana last night. You mentioned Dustin that wasn't around. I think Torero could happen tonight.
Also, today, if I'm not mistaken, is 1 year since Chain Your Dragon was released.
Oh, great call.
So, yes.
Great call.
Is.
Royal.
Some of those, a Royal or a Madalena.
Oh,
I drank a wine called Madalena last night, so maybe that was cosmic.
That's a really great call, Cass, that I didn't even think about. That is 1 year since Chain Your
I've
Dragon. Wow.
outstormed you.
There you go.
Sorry.
You win. You win. But yeah, so some of that material, and yeah, so Royal Madalena, Dustin, Iguana, all these songs that were debuted in 2025, and the new stuff from Big Modern, obviously. There's so much on the table, as we know, and kind of looking at what they played last time. Like last time we had the huge Drip Field at the Greek. They played Yeti last time, and they played so many bangers last time at the Greek because it was their 10th anniversary show. So we got a T, an Arcadia. They played the Hot Love that they were, because it's a banger. Yeah, excited to see what they do tonight. Unfortunately, the next 2 nights are not being streamed on Nugs due to various venue complications. But our good friends, the Wi-Fi does not check out in Los Angeles or in Stanford, California, both notorious for, not having a lot of people or technology in them. But thankfully, our good friends at WTED Radio will have us covered with some audio streams from the audience, which huge shout out to everybody over at WTED for their hard work. And thank you for bringing that to us. So stay tuned to their socials. We will also repost the link of where you can listen. They're at WTED Radio if you're interested. But it's going to be fun. I'm excited as the tour gets rolling to see what's going to happen.
It's going to be fun. We love West Coast Goose.
We do. It's always a blast. And I'm excited to hop on tour tomorrow. I haven't seen Goose since SPAC. It's crazy.
How are you not in crumbling form yet?
I know. It's like I'm like holding on if I can survive another 24 hours. Another big piece or semi-big piece of news, notable, if you will, that kind of happened yesterday, I think, is the reveal of the name of the mysterious band that Rick is a part of, that we've been kind of speculating on for a while, and their first gig, Rainbow Body. And for those who don't know, earlier this year, there were some pictures released and kind of a teaser of a new band with Rick, Eric Krasno, Taylor and Griffin from Dawes, Adam McDougall from Circles Around the Sun, Ross James, and O'Teal. I think that's everyone. But there was, a lot of speculation on like, what's this band going to be? So we don't have any music yet. We have a bit of a teaser clip on Instagram, but it's called Rainbow Body. Go give them a follow. And I think there was you can comment on their posts and sign up for their mailing list to know when they announce more. But I'm looking forward to finding out what this band does. They have a gig in California, October 23rd. I want to say it's in Laguna Beach, something like that. But it's 4 guitar players in this band, so it's interesting. But Kaz, what do you have any thoughts on what this band might be?
I'm excited for some new stuff, and it is fun because we don't really know what they are quite doing yet, even though we know what every one of them individually is about. So I'm excited. Maybe we'll get like a 1 or 2 night run at the Cap out of it because Cap loves those guys.
I mean, this band feels like. This band feels like 2 nights at the Cap is inevitable at some point.
It feels like a 2 nights at the Cap type of band. Like and every member of this band I have been seeing at the Capitol Theater in all of their different projects for the last 10 years, give or take. So it kind of feels like a no-brainer. It's very exciting. Hopefully we'll get some really cool communication between everyone.
I just want to see Rick and Adam McDougall play together again.
Don't we all?
Yeah,
and O'Teal and Adam.
And O'Teal. O'Teal and Adam McDougall. Oh man, there's some.
Go to O'Teal World. Go to Adam World. I'm super down.
I will just never forget. I don't know if this was the first time they played together, but Rick sat in with Terrapin Family Band at Park City Song Summit last year, which included like half these guys. Like it was Krasno, Ross James, the Dawes guys, and Adam McDougall were all there. So I think it was like everyone except for O'Teal. But like in the middle of like Adam was ripping a synth solo, and just watching Rick watching that, his jaw was like on the floor. He was like what's happening? And I was like, yes.
And we can't forget about Taylor Goldsmith and Rick, like Rock Dawes, Algonzo, 2025.
Yep.
They
the Broswood,
pretty fun.
Borderland 2023.
True.
There's a lot of history there. So it's going to be great.
Everyone there plays really well off each other. It's very exciting.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. Looking forward to finding out more about that band when that information comes. But
give it to me now.
We don't do patience very well on this podcast, Kat. You're fitting right in, Cass. Well, Cass, thank you so much for joining me today to talk about last night's Goose show. Of course, it's always a pleasure. We will be back tomorrow, I believe, not to spoil who our guests are going to be, but I believe at least one of Harry and Dean from Harry and Dean's 5 Faves will be joining me to talk about tonight's show in LA. If you don't know who they are, you should, and they are where the big modern or bust meme comes from. Yeah, tonight's show is in LA, 7 p.m. Pacific showtime. Check out WTED's socials and our socials as well for the link. Shout out to them once again. We will see you tomorrow. Not 100% sure on timing yet, but just, again, keep an eye on our socials or just set a reminder on wherever you're watching this right now. So, night 2 of leg 2 of Summer Tour. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Have a happy Friday afternoon and a good start to your weekend. And we will see you tomorrow. Peace.